talking about what makes you successful in life, relationships, and business. It's Jump, Pivot, and Roll with Shannon Stiles and Rachel Murphy.
So, if I told you that with just some simple steps, I could give you back hours to your day, what would you say? So we welcome you to today's episode as we talk about KISS, keeping it simple, sweetie. I'm Rachel Murphy.
And I'm Shannon Stiles.
And we are so glad you are here. So Shannon, if I told you that with just a few little tweaks to your routine, I could take stress, anxiety, worry, frustration out of it and make your day run 100 times better, would you believe me?
Well, of course I would. I'm probably doing what you're talking about.
The
question is, are the listeners doing this, right?
That's a very good point. So today we're going to share one of my favorite subjects because as a professional organizer, I love to help people keep their lives simple and to declutter. And decluttering isn't always stuff. Sometimes it's what we do. Sometimes it's our routines. So, Shannon, once you're done with your morning, like you time, what's one of the first things you do?
I take care of my dog.
Okay. And then?
I take him for a walk.
You do, but that's still part of your morning thing.
Yeah, that's more of him, though.
Okay.
And then, so after that, I take 20 minutes and I get on social media, no more than 20 minutes. I answer as many messages as I can. I check as much as I can in that 20 minutes. And then I go to 20 minutes of emails from work. No more than 20 minutes.
I like that. But what I'm talking about is your first win of the day.
Those are my first wins of the day.
So the one that I'm talking about is making your bed.
Oh, that's when I first get up. You're right. That usually comes after I check those things, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is one of the first things I do once my husband's out of it. So I do not recommend making your bed while your significant other, sweetheart, whatever, is still in it. They don't appreciate you pulling out the pillows from under their heads and fluffing them. Mm-hmm. But making your bed daily is a game changer. Because it does a lot for you, not only in having that activity done, but in what it does for you mentally, because it is the start of accomplishing something.
Yeah, you're right. And I agree with you 100%. My habit or routine used to start with making my bed, but my husband's schedule changed. He now sleeps in, and I'm usually in the basement doing all of my other routines, and then I go take my walk, check my email, do all of that, and then I make the bed at the end. But I agree 100% because it gives you a win, an immediate win.
An immediate win.
And here's something you're not thinking about. We all have those days, no matter how great we set our mind, no matter how wonderful we try it to be. We all have a day occasionally where it just seems like we couldn't get control of it, and we just have to start that day over. And there's nothing better than going home to a nicely made bed and crawling in and knowing something in life is right.
Absolutely. I want you to imagine that you go to a 5-star hotel, right? You've just gone to this beautiful hotel, and you walk into the room, and the bed is rumpled and the sheets are pulled back and the comforter's not there and the pillows might be on the floor.
I think I'm getting a hotel stay for free.
Exactly. A couple of extra nights, right? That would mentally, if not physically, set you off, wouldn't it? I know I would be very upset. I would not be happy at all about that. But now imagine walking into the same room, and that beautiful bed is made and the pillows are fluffed and it's inviting you into it, because that's what the bed does. It kind of invites you in to rest and relax and says, here you can fall asleep, fall apart, fall down, lay your worries down. And that is mentally what making your bed does.
It does. You're right.
It does.
100%. So there are other things to the daily routine, right?
Right.
That we should do. Meditation is huge for us.
Right.
Having that, we start our morning, for the first 10 minutes of our morning is quiet time. And it's just absolute quiet.
Yep.
After that, we do a meditation.
Yep.
And after that, we read.
Yep.
That part of our day, every single morning, Rachel and I share that together at 5 a.m.
Yes, we do.
And why 5 a.m.? Because we're more productive when we get up at 5 a.m.
That's what works for us.
Yeah, it might not be 5 a.m. for you, but figure out what time that is. If you're a night owl, you're not going to be able to be up until 2 in the morning and get up at 5 a.m. and function at your peak performance. Maybe your time is 9 a.m. Whatever works best for you. Just figure it out. But daily routine consists with all of your habits.
It does.
Both good and bad.
Yes. So you ready for another
Well,
one?
hold on.
Okay.
I want to finish this thought.
Okay, go ahead.
Good and bad habits, right? Because if you think of your life as a routine, 95% of what we do every day is a repeat of the previous day. And that includes the thoughts in your mind, right? 95% of your thoughts are just, they're being repeated. So be very cognizant and intentional in what you do in this routine, because there's some bad habits that you can pick up, right? For me, a bad habit used to be, before we shifted everything, and this was several years ago, is I would wake up and grab that phone. Now I don't even touch my phone for the first hour of my day, at least. But it was a bad habit because then, think about it. When you touch your phone, guys, and you see something that upsets you, you're setting up the way that your day's going to go, right? If you see somebody's opinion you don't agree with, and you get all grouchy, and you're setting up the rest of the day. We have control. We may not have control over that person and what they say, but we do have control over what we put into our mind and when, and how we create how that day is going to start. Go ahead and go to your next one.
Okay, so the next one, and this one can be a little bit harder, but it's to wipe down and clean your sink. It is to make sure that you wake up the next day with no dirty dishes in the sink.
Okay, I guess I got to add this one to my list.
You do, and let me tell you why this is so important. When it's just like having that bed made. When you come down and you see the mess from the night before, the dishes, the sink's a mess, you're carrying over last night's task into your today.
See, I see this a little different because, like last night, for example, and that works great for you.
Works great for most people.
Last night, well, I'm not most people then. That's fine. Last night, my husband and I had an amazing night. We went up to couples. We did a couples scramble in golf, and you guys, it was the first time I've ever golfed. Yes, of course. My husband throws me into the deep end.
Buys her our own golf club.
Yes, we had an amazing time. Very good. Now I need to get good at that. But when we got home, it was a little bit later. We did our evening ritual of, we had eaten out. I still had a couple things in the sink. We spent some quality time together, went to sleep. This morning when I woke up after I got done with everything, the first thing I do when I do my bed, now I go downstairs, I did the dishes, I cleaned up the kitchen, and it made me feel very accomplished.
Well, that's good. That's really good. But what I'm talking about are just some of the tasks that you can do every night that's going to make your life easier. And if
I can
you
see
do
how
that,
it would help. Yeah.
I mean, I've done the same thing. Dawn and I have had a wonderful evening, but still, before I crawl into bed, I will throw those things in the dishwasher and hit the dishwasher because now I get to wake up with everything clean. So if I want to cook, I don't have to wait for the dishwasher or hand wash it. And again, these are just tasks that give you back time in your life.
So I point out,
Yes.
I did that intentionally, by the way.
What?
I pointed that out intentionally because I want the listeners to know that not everything we say is going to work for you.
Absolutely.
Right? There are better ways. There are other ways. Sometimes we have the best ways. But
For us.
you're an individual. And I want you to remember that regardless of what we share, regardless of what it is, you have to finding your routine is going to take some time because you're going to have to do things and figure out what really brings you that joy, right?
That's
what
true.
makes you happy, because that's why we do a morning routine.
Right. And what I'm talking about is not just morning routines. I'm talking about little routines that you can add to your life that will make things easier. Like plan out your outfit the night before.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really good one because now you have...
Do you do that every night?
I'm
I don't.
starting to do that better. I do it more in my mind, so I know what I'm going to wear when I wake up in the morning, but I don't hang it up. But I just went and bought something so I can put on my door so I can actually do that. And then here's an important one as well. Check the weather the night before because now you can lay out the right clothes. You can grab the umbrella and set it by your car keys in case it might rain so you're not caught somewhere getting soaked and drenched.
That is a great recommendation.
Or wearing shoes that are going to get ruined because of rain and mud.
I can walk out of the house and forget my cell phone. So that's a great recommendation.
Thank you.
So also when you're doing your daily routine, think about giving yourself some time to relax. You know, a lot of people, especially when you get up at 5 a.m., will throw in a little nap. Maybe it's a 15-minute little power nap.
Sometimes I do.
But give some time for downtime, right? You don't want to go, because that will wear you out. So maybe it's nap time. Maybe that's when you throw in 15 minutes of jumping on social media and, you know, here's a little TMI. Yeah, too much information.
Mm-hmm.
I do my social media when I'm in the bathroom. When I have to go potty, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm sitting, but it's downtime for me, right? And, well, hey, it's the truth.
It is what it is, girlfriend. It is what it is.
But I also believe in net time, no extra time. When I'm driving, I'm multitasking. I'm listening to motivational, I'm listening to inspirational things, right?
Or a book.
Yeah, I mean.
Or music that moves your mood.
I believe in leaving no time to spare, but at the same time, I schedule in that relaxation time.
Mm-hmm. And that's important. So another one of those things that you can do is gather your supplies, Shannon, the night before. So put your cell phone and your keys and your umbrella and all those things together so that when you walk out in the morning, they are all together and you're not missing anything. That's, that's one that I used to struggle with a lot, like my keys. Where are my keys? Having a place that those go to every single time, place for everything and everything in its place, is a game changer to give you back some of that valuable time in life.
But you said that my front table was cluttered. That's where I put that stuff.
You can put a little basket down and it'd be okay, but it's cluttered for staging.
We're going to take a quick break so that you can hear a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to talk about some more daily routines. And, you know, we'll share a little bit from people who have been very, very successful that you may know and what their routines are.
The Jump, Pivot, and Roll podcast is brought to you in part by the Shannon Styles Allstate Insurance Agency. Just as you take that next step in life, you need to take that next step in protecting yourself, your car, your home, and your family. Reach out to Shannon at 316-773-9864 or shoot her an email at sstyles@allstate.com. Also by Simplify My Life ICT. Is your life cluttered? Do you need help with organization? Rachel Murphy can help. Check out Rachel's services online at simplifymylifeict.com or reach out to Rachel at simplifymylifeict@gmail.com. To keep up with the Jump, Pivot, and Roll podcast, make sure to follow them on their Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/Jump, Pivot, and Roll. There you can find content, podcasts of the show, discussions with Rachel and Shannon, and more. Plus, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on any of your favorite podcasting sites, from iTunes and Spotify, Google Play to TuneIn, and right on their Podbean site at jumppivotandroll.podbean.com. And for all the exclusive content, make sure to become a VIP member on their Patreon site. Just go to patreon.com/Jump, Pivot, and Roll.
Welcome back to Jump, Pivot, and Roll. I'm Shannon Stiles.
And I'm Rachel Murphy.
And today we're talking about routines and how important they are in order to basically have a successful day, right?
Absolutely.
Before we went on break, I was talking about some potentially famous people to take a glimpse into their day. And we're going to start with Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
So Oprah wakes up around 7:30. She's a night owl.
Yeah.
But it's really important to her that she's surrounded by nature. So she has created an environment in her home where every morning at 7:30 she wakes up to nature. 8 o'clock she brushes her teeth and takes the dog out. 8:30 she does some spiritual exercises and meditation. And 9 o'clock she works out. And then she goes by whatever's on her calendar for the day. Donald Trump. What does the President of the United States do? Well, he's had to change his morning routine a little bit in order to put our welfare first. So he wakes up before 6 a.m. and for the first 5 hours, he's devoted to executive time. But then he goes into his personal workout, right? At 11 o'clock, he does his workout. At 12 o'clock, he has to fit in a little bit of intelligent briefing. Then he puts in lunch at 12:30. Notice Donald Trump does not have breakfast. He waits until lunch. Everybody has a routine, right? What about Kevin O'Leary? You know who he is? He's Mr. Wonderful, is it? On Shark Tank. He usually wakes up from between 5 to 6. He goes on, honestly, I'm seeing a little bit of a pattern here. Richard Branson, 5 a.m. He starts his morning exercise, spiritual time, right? Meditation. All of these things are incorporated into all of these successful individual lives. Health is very important, right? There are a couple of key areas that you can look at when it comes to working out. Health is one, relationships another, having organized life, productive work, right? These are different areas that you want to look at when you're making a routine. So what other recommendations do you have, Rachel?
Tackle your hot spots for 5 minutes at the end of the night.
What do you mean by hot spots?
So your mail. Hot spots are places that accumulate things. A hot spot for you would be your entry table. A hot spot might be your bed.
So this is your clutter
desk.
area, in other words.
Yeah, it's a spot that quickly collects things and they grow very quickly. Mm-hmm. So if you take 5 minutes at the end of your evening and you put those things away, whether they be shoes or take care of mail or put things away in your office, it's done. It takes 5 minutes and it's done. Another one would be to check your appointments the night before. Have you ever woken up and forgotten that you had a meeting, a networking event, a Zoom call, and you're like scrambling around,
Guilty.
trying to get ready. If you check those appointments the night before, you already know what your day has planned.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great recommendation, because I'll tell you many a times that, I didn't check it the night before. And actually, I don't check it the night before. I check it right after my morning routine. But it would be better to check it the night before, because many a times I've overbooked myself.
Well, and here's the thing about it. You're right. So we can overbook ourselves, and this gives us the opportunity to send out an email or to rectify that problem. Whereas doing that, an hour before you're supposed to have a meeting is very disrespectful to the person you're supposed to have the meeting with.
That's a great
The
point.
other thing it does is it helps you figure out what you need to lay out for your outfit the night before. If you're planning on wearing a cute little shirt and yoga pants and you're supposed to be at a networking business meeting, now you have to alter what you are going to wear. So by checking those appointments, you're on cue for your day.
I got to tell you, I've really got a lot of these mindset and the emotional routines down.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the organized, those are the ones that I have to work on, because honestly, I don't know what I'm going to feel like the next day. I don't know if I want to wear a dress, if I want to wear slacks, if I want to wear, cute little, I don't know what I want to wear.
Right.
And a lot of that, if I did it, maybe that would define my day a little better.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, is this helps you make your day more intentional, because you're already starting your intention the night before.
I can see that.
It clears your mind for other things. Say you've read a good book, right? And you really want to ponder on these thoughts, but now you have to figure out what you've got to wear. Well, if you've already figured that out while you're getting dressed, you're not using that mental energy anymore on what you want to wear. You can continue to ponder on that book.
Maybe that's why sometimes I go out mismatched.
Maybe.
It's because I'm thinking about the book and just grabbing clothes.
Two different shoes that look the same, real close
it's
in
happening.
color. Yes.
So another part of your routine, as you can tell, Rachel is the organizer, and I'm more about the emotional state. But water,
It was
listen,
on my list.
I can't tell you how important water is. If you don't stay hydrated, and so many times we take this for granted, and it's crazy, because I used to say, I've got a sister that says I'm allergic to water. That's what she says. She will not drink water. She loves Coke, and she says I'm allergic to water.
So much.
Be nice. Stop. So anyway, I used to be the same way. I used to say, and it's the things that we say to ourselves, right? But I used to say, I don't like water. Well, it's because I didn't have water. I didn't do it. But when you drink water, you really feel much better. You have a clear mind. Your complexion is better. You stay hydrated. Your energy level is up higher. And honestly, guys, if you're not water drinkers like I didn't used to be, I'll tell you what, you really learn to appreciate it and love it.
You do. And here's the thing that's so important, because if you follow any truly successful person, you're not going to find one that does not start their day with water. You're not. And the reason is because water gives the brain what it needs to function. The first thing to get dehydrated is your brain, which causes brain fog and memory lapse and all of those things. So taking in that water is a game changer. And Shannon, I was just like you. I'm like, I don't have time for water. I don't like water. Now, I don't drink anything else. I didn't drink soda or tea. I just didn't drink anything. And it was so funny because last night we were at Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I get my water now is I don't have any ice added to it, because warm water is actually better for your body.
Digests better.
Or temperature water. And I had her bring me out water and then lemon, and I always squeeze lemon in there because lemon's great for you guys. If you don't put lemon or mint in your water, that is an easy, quick fix, and it does so much for you. But I drank 4 glasses of water while having our probably 20, 25-minute meal. And this sweet young waitress said, "Man, you must be really thirsty." And I remember saying to her, "Oh, no, I just love water." What a game changer.
That's awesome.
From not liking it to loving it. So start small, just like with everything. If you don't drink a lot of water and you drink soda, drink 1 glass of water for every glass of soda or every glass of tea. And just keep at it. And before you know it, you'll be drinking water like a fish.
That's a great idea. So Octavia Butler, she's an American science fiction author.
Okay.
And she was interviewed and she said, screw inspiration. She wrote every day, no matter what. She had a routine of writing every single day, no matter what. It didn't matter if she was inspired or not. That was a part of her routine. And now she's in the books as being a famous American science fiction author.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Imagine had she not told herself, screw inspiration, right?
Right.
And she had not put in her daily routine to write every single day. I bet she might not have had the success that she had.
Not only that, imagine what her fans would have missed out on.
Exactly.
Her stories, the way that she may have inspired somebody or given somebody relaxation. Here's another one. Start a load of laundry. Before you go to bed at night, start a load of laundry so that in the morning you can put it in the dryer and take care of it in your morning routine.
See, I got to do it in the morning because I have a real sensitive nose.
Uh-huh.
And if it sits overnight, I can smell that little mildewy. I don't know why.
Shouldn't be doing that in just one evening. But so if
just
that's what
it's
it
so
is,
hot right now,
maybe.
Yeah.
So if that's what it is, then do it whatever time it is that works for you.
There's my point, right?
But
it's not the
exactly.
time that you do it; it's that you have
It's
it in
that
your
you
routine.
do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But doing that little thing is going to prevent you from that day where you look around and all the clothes are coming in at you because they're ready to devour you and they're so tall. Because nobody wants to be in the middle of a mess. There's no inspiration in that. There's just frustration and overwhelm. But if you do a little bit every day, you prevent that from happening. So those are some of my favorite tips for you, is to make that bed, lay out those outfits, check your schedule, check the weather. If you're like me, clean that sink, put those dishes away so you don't have to deal with that mess in the morning. If you do those little tiny things daily and make them a part of your routine along with your self-care and mental routine, I promise you they will give you hours back to your life.
And I know I've been difficult during this, but
she's been a little difficult.
I agree. I agree with you. The reasoning that I was difficult is because I want people to realize, listen, this routine does not matter if you don't know what the outcome of your day you want. You have to figure out you.
Right.
Because we can give you all these great tips, right? But if it's not getting you closer to what you desire, it's worthless.
Absolutely.
So figure out what's important to you and make those things a part of your daily routine.
Right. So I'm gonna add to that. When I work with a client as a professional organizer, every time I go into someone's home, I do not have a pre-planned system. I have systems I know that work. I have things that I know I can tweak to make things better. But the first thing I do is I talk to them about their life, their routine, how their life works. Because if you don't create a system around how you work, it's not going to work. And that's what I want to encourage you to do, is create those little things. Just putting a few of those in place will be a game changer. So figure out what they are for you. Figure out how they work best for you and then implement them, because they will make a difference, even if you decide not to shine your sink the night before.
That's right. And to some people, they don't care if it's shined. Listen, life doesn't come with directions. Sometimes you have to jump, pivot, and roll. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, go out there and subscribe, like it. Send it on to somebody else. You don't know whose life you can change just by sharing a simple little podcast.
True. And real quick, I want to share with you guys a review from one of our listeners.
We love reviews, and we encourage reviews.
We do, and we appreciate it so much. And it says, great nuggets of wisdom. How nice is that? I'm looking forward to more episodes. Great nuggets of wisdom and life lessons shared throughout. I love the back and forth and even different opinions and perspectives. And we will always give you that, because Shannon is Shannon and Rachel is Rachel.
And I'm not afraid to disagree. Sometimes we have to agree to disagree, but you know what? Our hope for you is that you'll have a very, very successful week, a wonderful week, and we can't wait until you come back and enjoy a little bit of time with us next time. Take care.
Thanks, guys.